Can you reach it, Shweta?
I think so.
What happened? What happened, Shweta? Arey, Aakash, we hung. Come quickly. Kya hua, baby? Oh, beta, what happened?
What happened? Kya hua?
She was trying to get that box and suddenly she had this pain.
Are you all right?
I'm all right.
I think she has a fever.
It was a muscle pull.
It wasn't a muscle pull. I don't know, it was a kind of a cramp and she was breathing.
I'm fine now. I'm fine.
You are very warm.
Shall I call the doctor?
Don't be silly, Baba. He'll just come over and give me a sedative so I can go to sleep. I was just stretching out at an odd angle. I got a muscle pull. It's past now.
No, let me see where it is, the pain.
It's not a major medical emergency.
I think I will call the doctor just in case, Baba.
Shweta, what are you doing?
I'll get it. Is this it?
That's it. Got all Varsha's letters that she ever wrote me. Just as she's got all mine. It was like a never-ending correspondence we had between us. Even though we were thousands of miles apart. Her in MII, me in New York.
And you don't mind if I read them?
Of course I do. If Varsha wasn't in trouble, there's no way I would let anybody even touch these letters.
She had even forbidden us from reading them, remember?
But now, if these can save Varsha in any way, anyhow, that's all that matters.
Thank you, Shweta. I'll return every single one. And Mrs. Patil, I know you don't have a very high opinion of me, but tonight is probably the most important night of my life. And ever since my mother died, I've had no elder person to look up to in the world. So before I go tonight to do what I have to, I'll take your blessing.
Please get her back.
I will.
Aakash, you have my blessings for whatever they're worth. And I pray that not only Varsha, but you and all your friends return safely tonight.
I can't promise you that, Vihangji, but I do promise you that Varsha will return tonight alive, even if I don't.
Steve! Please don't shoot. What's going on? What are you up to here? Cooking? No! Amanda!
Prithvi, I know you hate my guts, but I didn't know you hated me this much.
What the hell are you doing here? And what is all this?
I don't have a place to stay.
You mean...
I don't have a place to stay in Bombay, and I'm broke and so Steve, and since I still had the key to the apartment, I came over.
First you walk out of this place with this Steve, now you waltz back into this house like you own it.
If you want me to leave, I'll leave.
I knew I shouldn't have come. You invited this guy into my house?
Of course not. He was dropping me off, and he offered to cook you dinner. He's a very good cook.
Look, I figured I owed you some kind of apology after the act I put on with Amanda the last time.
It was almost too good to believe it was an act.
Look, I know how you feel. But you have to realize, more likely to seduce you than a woman. Even a woman as beautiful as Amanda.
Well, suppose I believe him. Give me one good reason why I should allow you back into my life again.
I'll give you 3 good reasons. Because I loved you then, I love you now, and I'll love you forever.
I want to believe you more than anything else in the world. Because for the first time in my life, I'm scared to lose somebody. And if you slip away from me again, I think I'll just put this gun to my head and...
I'm here to stay this time.
Hello?
Prithvi Raheja,
Yes? Who's this?
I am Sharmila Sarkar speaking. I was with your father. I'm calling from his office now, the BMR group.
Sharmila Sarkar, you mean Pavan's...
Pavan's stepmother. Yes.
What can I do for you?
Prithvi, you must come to the hospital immediately.
Why? What for?
Your father, he has been shot.
So there was actually no physical violence between Aakash and Jonathan Parker.
Because Prithvi was there to prevent it.
Yet you seem to suggest that there was a fight between Aakash and Jonathan Parker.
Yes.
Are you quite sure?
Absolutely. Jonathan was fond of violence.
Fond of violence? You mean to say he liked to pick a fight with Prithvi?
No, he just loved the sight of blood being spilled. He loved the idea of seeing people in pain and suffering. Once I came across a scrapbook of his. The pictures in that scrapbook... Wait a minute. I'll see if it's there. There it is. See for yourself.
This is disgusting.
I thought you were a police officer. You must have seen worse.
Yes, I have. Rape victims, murder victims, accident victims. But never so many altogether. Where did you get all these pictures from?
Well, you must realize that Jonathan had a lot of friends. Some friend's father, uncle, or somebody was a crime reporter in a newspaper. That's where he got it from.
But is this the only reason that led you to believe that he loved violence?
Victor, still the police officer, only concentrating on the criminal details.
Well, this doesn't prove anything, does it? Did he actually indulge in this crime? I mean, was he actually involved in any of these gruesome crimes?
Your question betrays an utter ignorance of Jonathan Parker's mind.
Why do you say that?
You must have heard, or you'll continue to hear stories of criminals who have committed crimes. But the story of Jonathan Parker is someone who has caused crimes to be committed without blooding his hands.
Just a minute. Jonathan's dead. And you say you haven't met these 5 friends for the past few years. Yet you recount all these details so well. How's this possible? I mean,
How do you know that it is not an elaborate story spun out of thin air? That it is not the product of the imagination of a senile man? Jonathan, indeed, a diary. Not a written diary, that was too ordinary. A verbal diary. The retelling of every event during his stay in MII is there in those diaries. All I know, I have heard in Jonathan's own voice.
Jonathan's own voice?
Yes, Victor, in Jonathan's own voice.
Hi, Prof. How long you been sitting there?
It's 2 a.m., Jonathan. Where have you been?
Here and there and here.
The campus curfew is 11:30 p.m.
Then I guess I'm glad I don't live on campus.
Just because you've got permission to stay in the visitor's guest house, that does not mean that you can behave like a Lard Sahib.
Lard Sahib?
Yes, a Lard Sahib. Because it was I who introduced your father to the board. And I'm responsible for your irresponsible behavior here.
What did I do?
What did you do? You've turned this damn guest house into a private jaggi. I know of the wild parties you throw here, the girls you sneak in, the alcohol that's consumed here.
Come on, Prof, give me a break.
I should break you on.
I'm doing okay in class, aren't I?
Yes, I know you're doing brilliantly in your studies. In fact, you're the best student I have. But you know what Professor Mankat says about psychotics?
Sick man Freud?
Psychotics almost always are brilliant people with an above-average IQ.
Well, I got that part right.
I've been watching your little game with your 5 colleagues. Aakash, Varsha, Pavan, Prithvi, Shama.
My buddies.
You were the one who introduced them to each other, isn't it?
Right?
So, why did you introduce them?
With names like that, who could resist bringing the 5 elements together?
So, you were playing God to the 5 elements.
Nah, I don't mess around with that dude.
Or perhaps you were playing Satan.
Gee, Professor, you always so philosophical at 2 a.m.?
Jonathan, I think you had an elaborate game in mind when you brought these 5 together. A game in which these 5 would be the players and you, the master of ceremonies.
What do I look like, a game show host?
Well, it's a fact that you brought Aakash and Varsha together, but it is you who is now driving the rift between them.
Can I help it if she's mad at him for being overprotective?
And you've managed to pull Prithvi further away from his father and brother than he ever was.
Go on, Prof.
I don't know what you have in mind for Pavan and Shama, but I have a feeling that it's something very nasty. In fact, I think you have planned something nasty for each of them, and that this game is going to get more and more dangerous as it reaches its end.
Gee, I wish I could have thought of some swell plan like that.
I don't know what your devious plan is as yet, Jonathan, but let me tell you something. It's not going to succeed.
What, are you looking into your crystal ball, Professor, into the future?
I don't have to, Jonathan. I'm just going to tell your father all this. And you know, and I know, that his method of dealing with you will be more effective than anything the MII board might do to you. Am I right, Jonathan?
Yes? Yeah, Shok's expecting. Come on up.
Was that okay about you?
Yeah, I told him to come out.
What do you think? Is it me?
Well, I told you, the Bombay tailors will give it a look that's fashionable.
Fashionable? Right.
It looks a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, and a lot worse than anything else.
Put on the cap.
I tried it, it's really tight.
I knew you had a swollen head. Here, give it to me. Okay, now sit down. Not quite Rashtrapati Bhavan, but you'll do.
It's not Rashtrapati Bhavan. It's one South Jung Avenue I have my eyes on.
Well, you're getting there.
Do I have to wear this?
What, the national outfit? What did you have in mind?
What? Something more international?
Red t-shirt with stars and stripes. And let me see, blue indigo jeans to match, and maybe some white sneakers, and some chewing gum.
Okay, you just read my mind.
Well, you wouldn't get the party nominations, let alone win the election.
So to get party nomination, I must hide behind this.
Goes with the job, sweetheart. Indians still want an Indian in the Prime Minister's seat, not an Americanized hotshot. Think, Indian values, Indian morality, Indian clothes.
I feel like an actor.
Newsflash, you are an actor. Ashok, you're gonna fool those party heads into nominating you, giving you the ticket. Then you're gonna enter that election, and you're gonna win.
You know, with you as my PR advisor and image consultant, there's no way I'm gonna lose. And of course, in the event I do lose, you will find me a film role opposite Sandra Bullock, right?
Mr. Mathur, you're gonna win this election. I'm gonna break you in two.
Mrs. Mathur.
Call me Tanas.
Abhimanyu.
It's about time.
Yeah, well, I had some work to do.
I gotta go someplace. I'll see you later.
I've got the news. Seems like you've botched up the job, huh? Give me one good reason why I should not hire someone else to take care of you.
Prithvi, where the hell have... I'm sorry, I was looking for Prithvi.
You just walked out a minute ago with Amanda.
With Amanda?
Yeah, she and I came back here to apologize to Prithvi.
To apologize? For what? Don't tell me, my head's spinning anyway.
You can turn around now, it's safe. I've heard a lot about you, Pawan.
Look, have you seen Aakash or Shama?
No, there's no one at home right now. We're all alone.
God, I need to speak to somebody. I'm just gonna go crazy.
You can speak to me.
I hardly know you.
We have a friend in common.
That's not possible. I live in Toronto.
Well, so does this friend. His name is...
I don't want to talk about it right now.
I thought you said you wanted to talk to somebody.
But not about this.
And what is this?
Look, whatever it is you have to talk about, I don't want to talk about. Is that clear?
Crystal. Were you expecting an important phone call?
How long have you been here alone?
About 15-20 minutes, maybe.
Has anybody called?
Yeah, there was one call from Shama.
What did she say?
She said, well, Nalini's taken a turn for the worse, and she's gone with her to her mother's place with Natasha, and she should be back in about an hour's time.
God damn.
And yeah, there was another call.
From whom?
Akash.
Oh, what did he say?
He said something about finding something that could help you guys tonight, help save Varsha. I mean, I had no clue what he was talking about, but that's what he said.
Help save Varsha.
December 23rd. Pavan and I met at the bandstand tonight. This was the night I was to start his move in the plan. I told him that I knew about him and Sanjay Bunker. His face was a sight to see. He really...
Are you satisfied, Victor? Or would you like to take the tape to the CBI crime lab to test the authenticity of Jonathan's voice?
No, I don't think that would be necessary.
I suppose you're wondering why I didn't let you hear the tapes yourself.
Why?
You see, Victor, there are over 100 tapes. It would have taken you ages to go through them. And I didn't want to waste your time. And we don't have that much time, do we, Victor?
Are you in a hurry to get somewhere, Professor?
Victor, you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Then you understand that we don't have that much time. As it is, my narration has taken far too long. From this point onwards, I'll have to condense everything.
Of course, you will not leave out the important details, will you?
Of course not.
And I trust you'll speak the truth and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
Right? Go on. Like you said, we don't have much time before our guests arrive.
Yes, because once they arrive, we will be reaching the climax of the story.
About time.
Now, as I was telling you, Jonathan succeeded in creating a rift between Aakash and Varsha.
And he didn't get quite far, did he?
We'll talk about that later. Right now, I want to talk about Jonathan and Pavan. On the night of the 23rd of December, 14 years ago.
So, what did you want to talk to me about?
It's real nice and peaceful here. I don't know why, but it reminds me of my Aunt Wilma's place down by the Louisiana Bayou.
Really?
Maybe it's the trees.
Or the mosquitoes.
You know, you ought to come to the States with me sometime, Pavan. Meet my family. You and my brother David would hit it off really swell together.
You know, it's really strange you say that. I'm planning to come up there, but further north.
Alaska.
Not that far up north, Jonathan. No, Canada, actually.
The freezing backyard of the USA? What the hell for?
Well, for one, the immigration system is far more lenient towards non-citizens than in the US. Secondly, their legal system is very close to the British legal system, which is what we follow here. And lastly, it's a beautiful country.
And cold as hell.
Now that's an oxymoron.
And you're a plain old moron.
Don't do that, Jonathan.
Don't you like it?
Jonathan. So, what exactly do you want to talk to me about?
Oh, nothing much. Just some stuff like, the night you spent with Mohan Jetley in his hostel room.